Baby, baby, baby.
And when you play this game, it's all about action. Because now what has happened, since this regular person stepped up and opened up a hole for the regulars to make way for those in power, now I can take this individual and move them completely across the board till they can't move no more. Now, it would be stupid of me to do that, because if I move them too close, I leave them open to attack. And now they're gone, and I've lost a valuable piece. We're not going to do that. We're going to put that back. But what I will do is and since I've already taken my turn, what I will do is I'm just going to go ahead and close that door and move one guy forward, because there should always be somebody standing in the gap from the regular folk that has some type of control over what's being preached to the people, so that we can continue to erase the slave master's religion. Oh, don't look at me. We all about reruns right now. A lot of you all are reruns of your whole family lives. A lot of you all splitting. And you know how somebody say, let me tell you something. When you see reruns, you see reruns in your family every day. They have titles like, you just like your no good, or you get that from your, see, those are reruns. But we can't do that as a people. You can't sit here and say, oh, that ain't number such and such and such. Because if you're trying to break a generational curse as a people, as we have been instructed to do, then you're not going to see a rerun of the 50s, a rerun of the 60s. You're not going to see a rerun of the 70s. You're not going to see a rerun of the 80s or the 90s. Hell, you're not going to see a rerun of 2001 9/11. You're in deuce 2020 right now, and y'all still trying to function like you in 2019. Reruns. You see, we didn't change. The world did. Y'all got to play keep up. So tonight, as I'm moving through this game, the question then arises, well, the game is pretty straightforward. You just play through the game. I'm just gonna go ahead and move the board down a little bit. We done sent some people out. We done opened up some doors, got some people on the front line. They done moved some people down. Everybody got somebody down range. We coming together. We seeing people all over the place. Now, they go. They just came back. We gonna wait on them. Y'all hold up. Let me get them in here. Wait a minute. Don't lose it. There we go. Okay. Y'all back. We ain't gonna, we right here. We ain't gonna leave without you. Now we right here facing each other. They want to come over here. We want to go over there. But see, there's two different mentalities at work. See, we just want to go explore. Okay. But they want to come and conquer. There's a difference. It changes the whole nature of the game. Now, I just set this board up like this. Let me show you what would happen. He takes him. Nobody else gets taken. Oh, wait a minute. He takes him. So there's been an exchange. People have died, or they're prisoners. We found out that we just can't run up in each other's place like that. This is not going to go as easy as we want. Somebody say, go to YouTube and you can see the board. Y'all can't see the board on the Instagram. Graham, y'all should be moving over to YouTube anyway to see the game. People on YouTube got a nice clear picture of the whole board. Tonight we just jumped back over here and we left that alone. Okay. But let me get back to this. Then what happens is a decision is made by the ruling party that what they're going to do is that they don't give a damn about these people. We want what they got. So we're going to act like we their friend so we can get inside and see what they got. And then we're going to try to copy it or steal it so that we can do it. See, we didn't come up with the idea, but so now we just need to go and look and see what they doing. So let's go see now. Yeah, I see people moving over to YouTube. There you go. I see the YouTube numbers going up. I need all of y'all over here. Man, this thing is real close. I need all of y'all over here to move on over to YouTube. I know if you don't have a YouTube account, go make one real quick and then subscribe. The link is in my bio, please, so we can get off of this system and I can focus on YouTube. I told you that's the reason we leave. Now I know a lot of y'all saying that, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna feel as close to you over there, Jay. I like to talk to you, Jay. and I know that's what we sacrifice, but they censor over here and they destroy our broadcast. Everything we put on YouTube stays on YouTube. I haven't lost a thing over there yet. But let's get back to the game. So now we're looking at each other and we're trying to figure out, how do we interact? Because, believe it or not, I told you, 2 different environments, 2 different roles. This is a peaceful, loving people. These are a very mischievous people, destructive people. So now here's what happens. We go to war. And the war is ugly. Yes, it is. The regular people die first. Always. I just pulled a very destructive move. Give me that piece back. Don't dive off the table. Come on back here. I'm down in their territory deep now. Y'all noticed. We got a lot of casualties over here. We are not friendly. But if you notice, there's 2 pieces that haven't moved yet. The king and the queen. The king and the queen. They haven't moved yet. You know why? Because all of this movement that you see going on here on this table between these 2 civilizations, the goal is that at the end of the day, you want to be able to keep the king alive. The queen is the most powerful piece on the board. She can move in any direction. She just can't go in no damn circles, okay? But guess what? These little people are protecting her and the king. They're protecting her and the king, even though she's the most powerful. So here's what then happens. These people launch an all-out attack on these people, break all the rules. They making moves they ain't even supposed to make, coming on down the board, wiping everybody out, they got rid of all of it. They got wiped out. They gone. And they gone. They just pushed in. They came back here. They'll destroy the whole civilization. It's gone. Now what are they going to do? They're going to rebuild it the way they want it. And they're going to make sure that it stays that way. They even set up a whole new front against the rules of the game. Anybody knows anything, knows about this game, knows that what I'm doing right now, this is not the way that it's set up. But this is what they're going to do. They have destroyed these other people in their kingdom, right? Matter of fact, they're going to take a little more. Hell, what? We're just going to go ahead and move them on down here. They all the way in your territory. They still got their regular setup back here. I'm going to move it up so y'all can see it in the camera. They still got all their resources intact. They got their church intact. They got their king intact. They got their queen intact. They got their livestock intact. Matter of fact, anything that was missing, they done went ahead and replaced that. So they rebuilt their whole game. Now watch this. Meanwhile, we have been relegated. Well, I say black because I'm black. So we talk about black folks. Have been relegated. Can you give me that, please? Thank you. Thank you very much. We have been relegated in the following order. We can be a pawn. Yep, they have no problem with you being a pawn. Just knock yourself out. Pawn all day. I'm still missing one. I don't know where it's at. Oh, I forgot. They're incarcerated. Remember? Y'all keeping up with this? They done pushed us back to this position. Now watch this. They'll let you preach. They ain't got no problem with that. They'll let you preach. They will even let you join their military. They sure will. Yep, you can do that too. They will let you play sports for them. Okay? Singing and all of that. That's about it. What's wrong with this picture? There's something missing. No king, no queen. Oh, but wait a minute. But what they have done, or what they'll do, is they'll re-engineer the queen to be a powerful piece that is productive in this society that they've built. We'll give her an education, give her a good job, empower her, and let her know that we did it. And then we'll put her right here in their kingdom under our control, because this is our world. See what they've done? They've changed the whole game. Now, here's where the game gets interesting. Somewhere along the line, hold up. Let me get this. Is that him? Is that him? Can I have him? All right. I got that last. He just got out. Okay, bring him on up here. There we go. All right. Because we need all the bros on deck for this one. Now watch this. So it is written that things can't stay like this forever. It's in the book. Now, at such a time, it's written that nobody in the royalty or the elite will do this. No. It's going to be one of the regular folk. Mm-hmm. They ain't brand new. They've been on the board, but they might have been doing some other stuff. One day, at a prescribed time, one of these is going to do this. I'm tired of being behind this. Look at all that. There's enough for us to do all of this. And where's our goddamn king? So they start to push through. Just one time. Please stay with me now. It gets deep. They push through. They have threatened one of these. When they see they about to do that, this is exactly where we are today. I hope y'all can see this. Can I get this so they can see this? Hold on, I want y'all to see this. Give me that. I want y'all to, I'm gonna put it back. I'm gonna put it back. I want y'all to see this. I want you to see right there. If you notice, we're in a threatening mode. That's all we're in. We haven't pushed through yet. We haven't pushed through. Let me put this back, y'all. We got two things going here. We're on two platforms. Sorry about all that. All right, we back. We're in a threatening mode. We are not pushing through. All we did was stepped up to them on the line and we're facing off with them. Here's the problem. The moment we do this, you would think that all these other regular ones would also step up, getting ready to push through too. You would think that that's what will happen and that we are on our way. That's what you would think would happen. That's what I would think would happen. Somebody set it off and the rest of us gonna follow. You understand what I'm saying? That's what was supposed to be happening. Somebody. But instead, here's where it gets interesting. Here's what happens. We put all these brothers back in their respective positions. They've been comfortable in these positions for a while. And they know that we could push through anytime we want. But instead, some of us believe that out of the blue, these people just one day gonna say, you know what? We've been holding y'all down long enough. We're just gonna back up and, come on, y'all just come on down and get what's rightfully yours. And it's, we're all in here together. We're one family, we shall overcome all, just come on down, partake in the money in the land, and you know what? We're gonna give you something for your troubles. And some of y'all actually believe that that's gonna happen out of the blue one day. All right, everybody back to where they was, back to the position of the oppressed. Let's get that back in perspective. All right, and like I said before, we face to face right now. We need some space to grow to. All right, so here come the problem. We just stepped up like we would do something, and they lost their minds. How dare you? Because they've had this for so long. But instead of everybody stepping up, here's what happens. Some of these pieces in here start acting like these pieces out here. And this has happened every time there has been a significant movement forward in this particular community. This ain't the first time they've been there. Every time somebody had stepped up, they start attacking each other and they attack that person. And these people haven't moved yet. They just felt threatened by this. So they sitting back watching the show. So instead of, everybody pushing up, because we can take them. Remember I told you, everybody moves at an angle. He can take him. Boom, we ahead. 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 Y'all see what I'm doing? He ahead. Boom, he ahead too. The only person that's left is this dude right here. That's what should be happening. That's not what's happening. Instead, all of these people who are in power, they're quiet. All of these people are falling over themselves about the person or people that stepped up. And so these people who can shut this down, they ain't saying nothing. They don't totally forgot that the reason that this piece moved up was because it's time for us to move forward and get our shit back. Now, don't get me wrong. These people back here, you know what they doing? They want to ask questions. They want to have discussions. While all of this is going on up here, they just hoping it all goes away because they don't want to be up here on the front line. You see, in order for us to truly move forward and make this reality, and for us to get free, and for us to get unified, it will require each and every one of us to get on the front line together. And then the structure we got back here, we got to get the queen in her right perspective, because somebody has got to remember what the game is about. If you lose this piece or you never put this piece back, you lose the game. They're not threatened because we stepped up. They're threatened because that's the first step in the process that's going to end with the restoration of a king. And y'all don't see that. They didn't lynch Yeshua because he claimed he could heal the sick and raise the dead and give sight to the blind and all them other miracles they said. Well, they didn't hang him for that. They hung him because he said he was the king. And everybody was against him. He had the audacity to stand in front of Pilate and say, I am the king of the Jews. And they were like, oh, no, he didn't. He didn't come in here and say that he was the messenger. He didn't walk in here and say that he heard about him or saw him. He came in and said, I am the king. And there was nobody. If you're going to say that you have such a problem with the way that someone is doing something, then don't you know that you have every right to do it yourself? Don't you know you should never, ever criticize or tear down someone who looks like you? Think about that. We got people right now, as I speak, black people tearing down black people in front of black and white people. Do you all not understand that? That it's happening right in front of you. And here's the funniest part about it. It's the piece that's missing that's doing the tearing down. It is not the empowered sisters that are doing the tearing down. Simply because if we move forward, we have to reorder the whole board. As a matter of fact, the reason we can't move forward, because everybody wants to move a little different, or they want to move, they don't want to move as far as some other people. Some people just want to be like on the first or the second square. They don't want to be up on the front line. They want to talk, they want to act like they coming. They want to talk about like they coming. They want to sit there because they want you to think that they're important. They want to feel important. Please move over to the YouTube channel. Please move over to the YouTube channel. They want to feel important. But what they fail to realize is there is something that we have talked about many times in the Facts Over Feelings courses. And for y'all who just stepped in and don't know, these are courses. These are not just me talking. Those folks who've been here for a while, who knew before we elevated ourselves to international status. Oh, y'all hadn't heard the news? They've already said it since y'all don't. I didn't come up with this. That's not my job. I didn't do that. What happened is that's what they've written in the papers around the world. They're saying that, in fact, is now an international black militia, and that it is now the fourth largest militia in the United States. Don't you all realize how historic that is? And there are people who would do nothing to stop that from happening, because we're back on the board again. Do you all understand what's happening right now? You know, I'm going to be honest here on Facts Over Feelings, because I cannot believe what I'm about to say. If someone had asked me last year if I thought that I would be a black revolutionary, if that's what they call it, if someone had asked me that, I would have said, whatever you're smoking, you need to cut down. I may be fed up, but I'm not that fed up. Well, after COVID-19, 5G, and quarantine, and then the spate of lynchings and killings, and the indifference of our so-called leader to do that, anything about it,